Coming to the next lecture, that is lecture number 6, sowing, methods of sowing, time and depth of sowing for major agricultural crops, that is cereals, pulses and oil seeds, and what is crop stand establishment, and what are the factors influence optimum crop stand establishment. So the main prerequisites for sowing, first one is good tilt and optimum soil moisture at the sowing depth and manures and fertilizers. So good tilt means it is nothing but the after tillage operations, whatever the resultant form is there, so that is tilt. Optimum soil moisture at the sowing depth means it is generally we can consider as field capacity. And manures and fertilizers generally what we can apply for during the sowing operations. And seed materials, different seed materials are used for the sowing purpose. First one is seeds. So if in case of the grains used for the sowing, and vegetative propagules like stem cuttings, rooted slips, tubers, rhizomes, etc. Stem cuttings, for example, sugarcane and rose, and rooted slips, example like forage crops or fodder crops. Tubers, we can say it is potato, and rhizomes for followed in case of the turmeric crop. So you can see few images. So this is potato tubers which is used for the planting operation, and the potato tuber cut for sowing, cut for planting, and these are the ginger rhizomes used for the planting, and rooted slips for vetiver crop, and sugarcane sets also used for the planting purpose. And next one, characteristics of seed or seed material. The first one is purity. So the seed material should be free from off types or rogues, we can say rogues, and it is also free from the other crop seeds, and it is also free from weed seeds and any other foreign or inert material. So that is the first characteristics. Another one is, second one, the seed material fully matured and well developed. And third one, the seed material should be free from storage pest and seed-borne diseases. For example, red rot in sugarcane. So you can observe this type of disease symptoms in case of the sugarcane. So the seed material should be free from this red rot, free from this seed-borne diseases, and thicker leaf spot in groundnut. So you can observe this one leaf spots on the groundnut. So this seed material should be free from the seed-borne diseases. Another one, the material also should be free from the dormancy. So dormancy probable are generally we can see in the groundnut, rice and sunflower. And the seed should be viable. So generally the soybean loses its viable very quickly, and it should be high percentage of the germination, that is 98 to 99%. So germination percentage in many grasses is 20, generally it is 20 to 25% only. So coming to the actual topic, that is methods of sowing. So it is two types. One is direct seeding, another one is transplanting. So under direct seeding we can also see that broadcasting and line sowing also comes under direct seeding, and line sowing also can be again divided into drilling and dibbling. So one by one we are going to discuss here. Coming to the first one, it is a broadcasting of sowing. So in this method, generally the seeds are spread uniformly over a well prepared land, and later it is covered with the soil. So that is broadcasting. And coming to the next one, dibbling. So here generally a hole is made on the soil surface, and the seeds are kept into the hole, and later it can be covered with the soil. So this is nothing but the dibbling operation. So next one, another important implement can be used for the sowing of the seed as well as the followed by the fertilizer application. So that is seed cum fertilizer drill. So this implement at a time it can sow the seeds followed by the fertilizer application also. Next one, line sowing. So in this line sowing, in this operation generally the seeds are sown in the lines. So by this operation generally we can maintain the optimum plant population in the field. So that is line sowing operation. Next one, coming to paddy nursery. So generally paddy, first it is grown into the nursery, later when it reaches to certain age and growth, later these seedlings are transplanted into the main field. So paddy can be transplanted. So it is paddy transplantation. And tobacco also can be followed, nursery followed by the main field transplantation. And coming to the time of sowing, so here we have few conditions, few instances. So sowing very early in the season may not be advantageous. For example, sowing rain-fed groundnut early may result in failure of the crop if there is prolonged dry spell from the second week of June to second week of July. So that is the first situation. And the second one, delayed sowing invariably reduces yields. So rain-fed sorghum yields are reduced due to the delay in sorghum beyond the June month. And the reason, so generally the sorghum sown late is subjected to the severe attack of shoot borer pest damage. And the second one, in rain-fed groundnut, sowing beyond the July reduced the yields of all varieties in Tirupati. And third one, advancing sowing of Rabi sorghum from November to September to October increase the yields considerably, as more moisture would be available for early sown crop, and sowing of the crop at the optimum time is very important. So increases yields due to the suitable environment at all growth stages of the crop. So the optimum time of sowing for the Kharif crops, that is June to July, and optimum time of sowing for the Rabi crops, that is last week of October to first week of November, or we can say fortnight of November. And third one, summer crop, that is the first fortnight of January is the optimum time of sowing. So coming to the depth of sowing, uneven depth of the sowing results in uneven crop stand, and it is also reduced the crop yields. So plants will be of different size and ages, are finally harvesting is a problem, and there is no uniformity in maturity, so because of the uneven depth of the sowing. So the thumb rule is sow the seeds to a depth approximately 3 to 4 times of the seed diameter. So the optimum depth of sowing for most of the field crops are generally, that is 3 to 5 centimeter. So shallow depth of sowing, that is 3 to 5 centimeter, is enough for small seeds like sesame, finger millet and pearl millet, and very small seeds like tobacco are placed at a depth of 1 centimeter. And in case of the bold seeded crops like castor, groundnut, cotton, maize, so in these crops generally the depth of sowing is 6 to 7 centimeters. So coming to the seed rate, we have different crops: tobacco 30 gram per hectare, and mustard 2 to 3 kg per hectare, pulses 10 to 12 kg per hectare, soybean 80 to 100 kg per hectare, groundnut 100 to 120 kg per hectare, and forage grasses, this is rooted slips, that is 2 to 3 ton per hectare, and potato tubers, that is 5 to 7 tons per hectare, and sugarcane sets, that is 7 tons per hectare. So this is the seed rate generally followed in various crops. So you can see here the tobacco seeds, so it is very small in size, and these are the mustard seed. And coming to the next important topic, that is crop stand establishment, and what are the factors influence the or affect the optimum crop stand establishment. So coming to the first one, so that is the quality of seed. So quality of the seed, so generally purity, germination percentage, and viability, and free from dormancy, and free from seed-borne diseases. So these all are influence the quality of the seed. So when the seeds are affected by any seed-borne diseases or any other pests, these all are generally the crop stand establishment will get affected. So coming to the seed treatment, we have different types of seed treatment. So first one is fungicidal treatment. So generally this one is followed. So first one mainly to avoid the seed-borne and also the soil-borne diseases. So for that one, so generally the chemicals like Thyram, Captan, Mancozeb, Carbendazim, etc. are used as per recommendations in case of the fungicidal treatment. So coming to the pesticidal treatment, the chemical malathion for control of the scale insects in sugarcane, and chloropyrifos for stem borer of rice. So these are generally used as a pesticide treatment. Coming to the hot water treatment, so generally the sugarcane sets kept into the hot water, that is 52 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes to control the red rot and smut disease in case of the sugarcane crop. And next, special treatments, so that is the dung treatment, or we can say acid treatment, that is 100 milliliter concentration concentrated sulfuric acid per kg of seed of cotton for removing the fudge for sowing by using the seed drill, so that the seeds do not cling to each other in the seed tube. So it is the special treatment. Coming next one, scarification. Rubbing against the hard surface to soften the hard seed coat, for example castor, or remove the glooms covering the seed in case of the stylo, or soaking in water, that is 12 to 24 hours in example rice and stylo, and splitting the seeds into locules or compound bulbs into individual crops, so that is example garlic. So this is generally the scarification is followed in various crops. And next one, breaking dormancy. The gibberellic acids, cytokinins, ethylene, and concentrated nitric acid for low dormancy, and 10 milliliter per liter for high dormancy in case of the rice is used. So these all are comes under seed treatment. So, and mixing of the seed with other materials to increase the bulk in case of the small seeded crops like sesamum. So these seeds can be mixed with the sand and soil for easy distribution over the field. And removal of broken kernels and ill-filled grains, that is example groundnut. So these all are comes under seed treatment. So, and rhizobium treatment also in case of the legumes, and specific rhizobium cultures are available depending upon the crop. So these all are very helpful in for fixing of atmospheric nitrogen, and use 125 gram of jaggery in 1 liter of water, followed by boiling and cooling, and add rhizobium culture, that is 500 gram, and then thoroughly mix with the seed for 1 hour and shade dry before sowing. So we are using different types of strains, that is rhizobium japonicum, rhizobium melilotus are some examples here. So these all are comes under seed treatment, and you can see here few images also. Seed treatment in case of the groundnut, and hot water treatment in case of the sugarcane, and acid treatment in case of the cotton, and for delinting, acid delinting machine. So this acid delinting machine in case of the cotton, and scarification. So rubbing of the hard surface against to the seed coat. So that is the nothing but the scarification. And rhizobium seed treatment is followed in various legumes. So and different strains are followed. So that is rhizobium seed treatment. And next one, seedbed preparation. So according to the seed size, coarse tilth is required for the groundnut and red gram because of it is higher seed size, and fine tilth is required for ragi and mustard. So ragi and mustard, the seed size is less. And next one, time of sowing. So it is very important to meet the climatic requirements of each crop. So this is very important in the rain-fed crops. In case of the late sowing, maturity may coincide with the drought, pest and diseases incidents, and maybe more. So may affect the crop stand. For example, stem borer in sorghum. And kharif crops, June to July, best time of sowing, and rabi crops, so that is October to November. Next one is depth of sowing. Related to the seed size, the soil moisture availability and deep sowing may result in poor crop stand, and too shallow sowing, depth of sowing also results in failure of the germination. So it is another important factor. Another one is optimum soil moisture. So wherever the optimum soil moisture is required, so whenever the seed is sown at respective depth, optimum soil moisture is required for the seed germination and subsequent growth of the crop. And optimum soil temperature and aeration. So optimum soil temperature and aeration also required for the seed germination and crop establishment. So to very less soil temperature inhibit the soil germination. And next one, spacing depends on the crop and variety. So we have to follow the recommended crop spacing to maintain the optimum plant population. And proper covering of the seed, it's mainly to remove the to avoid the bird damage. So after sowing operation, the seed should be the seed should be thoroughly covered with the soil to avoid the bird damage. So in broadcast sowing, bird damage more. So if the seeds are not properly covered, so after sowing of the seeds, so the seed should be properly covered, so automatically the bird damage can be avoided. Next one, formation of soil crust. In case of lateritic soils, soil crust formation may hinder the seed germination, and shallow and frequent harrowings are practiced to break the crust. So that is the another important factor. Another one is compaction of seed bed. Firm compaction is required between seed and soil for good germination, and also to minimize the soil moisture loss. So but hard compaction may prevent the seedling emergence. So this may happen in case of the heavy soils. So bird damage in subcrops like some crops like bird crops, crops dig the soil and carry away the sprouted seeds of maize, and also in sunflower. So we have to properly cover the seeds. So this is regarding the lecture number 6. Thank you.